Hello everyone. I always wondered that one day how am I able to create such a content that I can showcase my thoughts while on that same contradictory path that I don't really have to showcase my face, or it shouldn't be that type of a huge working video at which I have to spend hours of editing and everything. So now what, I'm starting a new type of series of content. I will be mostly using voiceovers to explain smaller concept into much easier and much simpler ways. I know this video is too long, but from now on the videos will be smaller and just point to point explaining a particular topic. So let's have fun. So most of us are kind to our friends, supportive to our family, and forgiving to our friends. Yet when it comes to our own selves, we are often our hardest critique. But why is that? Why are we like this? Because ever since our childhood, we are always taught that being self-love or like liking yourself too much is considered as selfish, ignoring your responsibilities because you are just prioritizing your own self, a toxic positivity mindset that it's always you thinking about your own self rather than being humble to others, and always a mindset thought comes that we often consider ourselves be perfect, but that's the myth. Self-love isn't about believing you are perfect, it's about believing you are worthy of care when you are imperfect. And before that, let me share you some of my personal experience regarding to self-love. 6 years ago, me Tariq was struggling with many failures of my life. Some of them were like having just a handful friends which weren't the perfect connections I ever got in my life. They were great all through and they were helpful, but I won't consider them being the perfect connections that I made. Then I had a huge problem when it comes to public speaking. I often neglected myself that I am not worthy to came in front of everyone in the class and start speaking of anything that I can. Then I had that lack of confidence in which I often sit quiet, often neglect my speaking, and often thinking that I cannot do anything because I just haven't that great of a confidence to speak and explain to others. I always have just ideas and thoughts. Then the only thing that I had that time was just consuming things rather than executing them, rather than planning or rather than just doing those things. I was just having ideas that one day I will be someone. But then came a difference to me, and that difference changed everything. That difference was to believe that I can do wonders in my life. So I started developing small habits. I started getting into things that I weren't comfortable with in the start. That all the journey took me here today. When now I'm hunting for connections, I'm looking towards all the opportunities that I can grab, even if I have thousands of other things lined up. I'm also executing all the ideas, and I'm executing and having so many ideas that I just cannot keep up with everything, because being alone into everything is just, you can say, a struggle in its own. Then also I'm dying to teach everyone everything that I ever know. I'm also into everything which I can taught someone, I can explain them. I had intellectual conversations. Also, I'm gaining confidence the every moment I am doing something new in my life. I'm challenging myself. A video that I'm doing right now isn't my comfortable area. But why am I doing this? Because I think I can do this. And that's what matters the most. Just a notable achievements that I've wrote here. Before 6 years ago, I had done nothing. But now with this 6 years of a journey, I have wrote 3 books, developed more than 5 websites, had connections with countless of strangers, and even helped 5 strangers who weren't my friends also, and consoled them, taught them, consulted them to into a greater path they have right now. I basically have transformed them, such as I transformed my parents. Then the thing that we often basically neglect is the cost of hate to self-hate, because if we are not loving ourselves, we are always missing out on the opportunities that we can work on. We are often damaging our own self and own relations, having a constant stress because we do not think we are worthy of such things, and always get that burnout, anxiety, depression kind of vibes, because we often think that we are not worthy of things that we can do in our mind. It's just a myth in ourselves. So from this moment now towards the future, I suggest everyone have a 7-day idea. Think about, rather than self criticizing yourself everything, think that you are capable of doing this. Often having that guilt in yourself that I can't do this or I have done it wrong, think that being a human, you are also able to make mistakes, also able to have failures, but you have to learn from them, not fear from them. You have to have that growth mindset rather than just comparison yourself with others. Take away that fear of failure. Try to explore yourself more, and it is okay to have a failure, because in life we can have multiple types of things that not always go our favors, and that's what reality is. So right now I'm ending my video by just giving you a visualization that imagine waking up tomorrow without ever doubting yourself, and imagine making the decision without needing everyone's approval, always thinking that you are able to do that. Imagine yourself treating the same kindness you do towards others. And now close your eyes and think how would your future self will be like if you have all these of things. So I would conclude my thing by saying you could be the master of your fate, you could be the captain of your soul, but you have to realize that life is coming from you, not at you, and that takes time. A great quotation by Timothy Charlotte. Thank you, everyone.